You wanna know what's shameful, Vic?
Working your whole goddamn life, having nothing to show for it. You still think there's good and bad, right and wrong? There ain't. There's just this. Security, pleasure. They don't give out awards for dying in the projects.
Fuck you.
Fuck me? Fuck the goddamn world! Don't give a shit about you or your family. You think you're nothing.
You are nothing till the day you die. I thought you were smart, but that's the life you want. Guess what, Vic? Good news. You already got it.
Perfect.
Talk, motherfucker. You just, say that you need to step two in that. I don't know. He just running his mouth. So. You call me a punk?
It was bullshit, man. You ain't need that on your mind.
What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker? My name was on the street. When we bounce from this shit here, I'm gonna go down in them corners, let them people know. Word did not get back to me. Let them know Marlo stepped to any motherfucker, Omar, Barksdale, whoever. My name is my name.
Ready. Come on, come back.
All right.
Got his hoodie on. Hey, I know you can't hear the music, but we are back. We are back. The KC Sports Show episode Brotherly Love. I am your host, KC, and joining alongside me is my good brother, blood brother, Kwame. Kwame, give him some air horns.
What's up?
We are back in the building.
I want to take the time to promote something. Is that okay, bro?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Go ahead and promote.
Feeling silly today. Just want you guys to read a good read by Jim Murray, Inner Excellence. This is recommended from AJ Brown on the sideline. just check it out. It will inspire you. It will make you great like AJ Brown.
You just had to show that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man! All right.
I'm finding my inner excellence. This guy Jim Murphy, who is the author of this book, he has to be making some money now.
He got to.
I'm pretty sure his sales have gone way up since AJ Brown read this on the sideline.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure.
We should write a book and slide it to him about anything.
No, I think it went up like, I don't know if this was real or fake. I think it went up like, they say he sold like 50 million copies already. I'm like, dog, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I mean,
true deal. I mean, it's probably life changing for the guy, honestly.
It probably is.
I've never heard of him before. Yeah, I've never heard of him before, but just like I said, Philly, the Philly area, and everybody that watches the NFL knows this book now, and I'm pretty sure a good amount of people have bought it just because of AJ Brown. He should get a royalty from that.
He probably got some like little kickback or something. But all right, before we get into it, good folks, we do got sponsors. Let me go ahead and play my little commercial. Well, you already know.
Are you a sports fan looking to up the ante on your game day experience? Look no further than BetUS, America's favorite sports book. Sign up now using my code KC Sports and get a first deposit bonus
John,
of
what up?
125% up to $2,000. But that's not all with BetUS. Your second and third deposits are to be rewarded with a 100% sports bonus along with a 25% guaranteed casino bonus up to $2,000 as well. With over 25 years of experience, BetUS offers the industry's biggest retail bonuses to keep you in the game. And here's the best part. BetUS provides all their players with 24/7 VIP one-on-one customer service to ensure you have the support that you need when you need it. So don't miss out on this action. Sign up today, BetUS, and start winning big. Are you a sports?
All right. That is our first sponsor, BetUS. And our second sponsor is GameSir. I want to thank the good people at GameSir for giving me a sample of this. I appreciate you guys. I will be giving this model away for long time supporters. Sometime in another stream, but not right now. But we can go ahead and go back. Also, links down below. Check out the affiliate links too. And let's get back to it. Good brother, Kwame. We talking about the playoffs. Playoffs are very, 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 very important right now because right now we're in the divisionals. But before we do that, let's look at who came out victorious in this guesstimate that we had. Let me see. Because last week we took a bet on, well, not a bet. We should have made a bet, but last week.
We didn't take a bet. We just picked our teams. I didn't do too well, but let's go over the teams. So Texans, Chargers. I went with the Chargers. I lost.
I went
Ravens.
I'm not gonna lie. I did go with the Chargers because I don't know why I went to the Chargers. So that's an L on both of us. That's L.
Yeah.
Who'd you take? Ravens, Steelers.
I took the Steelers. I believe. Who did I take?
You took the Steelers. I took the Ravens. So that's one on me. That's 0.
So let's take a little time and talk about each one of these games and what went wrong. Texans, Chargers.
Okay.
My observation, quarterback's name, Herbert. He really is
overrated as hell. Super overrated.
Yeah, and I had him kind of high up there thinking that, he figured it out, but I think he had the most turnovers. I think he had like 4 interceptions and he may have had 3 on the season or something like that.
Yeah.
He just spotlight was too big for him. It was pretty atrocious.
I watched that entire game and I couldn't believe when I was watching. I was like, I know this man ain't just throw this many picks in this short amount of time. I'm like, dog, what are you doing? But I have said it from probably 2 or 3 years ago. Herbert's overrated. And the NFL wants this man as the face of the league, but he's trash. It's like your boy Emmanuel Acho said, he's a social media quarterback, whatever the hell that means. And he was right.
He has the build. He's the prototype. Tall guy.
6'4".
Blonde hair. Might have blue eyes. I don't look in another man's eyes, so I wouldn't know. But he's just gonna be a mediocre quarterback. He doesn't have it. He still has a long way to go. He probably has another 10 years in his career. He could turn around, but right now, he is not. He's in the top 10. Did you put him in your top 10?
No, I won't put him in my top 10.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't won anything. He hasn't won anything. like other than having a decent pass and interception ratio, what has he done? He hasn't won a playoff game. Pro Bowls, don't give me the line. I gotta check and see if he's made a Pro Bowl. I'm sure he has, as garbage as the Pro Bowl selection's been.
Pro Bowls really don't mean much.
It don't mean anything anymore.
It's that all pro team is what counts. Pro Bowl. Well, the guys that got voted in on the first round, but the alternates, it's overinflated.
Yeah. I don't like how the Pro Bowl is now.
Yeah, I wish it was still in Hawaii. I've never been to the Pro Bowl. I have no desire to go to Orlando. But C.J. Stroud, on the other hand, who has a brighter future, Stroud or Herbert?
I think Stroud does. Stroud has a better support cast in terms of receivers and head coach. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from Harbaugh, but it's just, DeMeco Ryans has been performing consistently throughout his tenure with the Texans. And C.J. Stroud has, if you look at C.J. Stroud's team, they have a decent running game in Joe Nixon. He's been doing really good. Even with his receivers being out, he's missing Diggs and Del Tank. He's missing those two major players, but he's still managing the game. He's not throwing the game away. He didn't lose them the game. Joe Mixon, I think, had like 100-something yards with a tutty. He's doing,
But that's the scary part. That's the scary part. Without Nico Collins, he's a different quarterback. I'd love to see Nico, Tank, and Diggs out there together, but without Nico Collins, Stroud looks lost.
You think so?
That little 4 or 5 games slot they had, he looked lost without Nico Collins. But it's the second year. He did something spectacular, taking his team to the playoffs in his rookie season. That's major. Just like they're comparing him to Jaden Daniels this year. But
they're comparing Jaden Daniels to him. They're comparing Jaden Daniels to him.
No, I mean, yeah, they're comparing Jaden Daniels to him. Jaden Daniels, to me, still has a lot to prove, but I'm going to get to him. I'm going to stay on C.J. Stroud for now. Looking at him and Bryce Young, I still think Bryce Young can have a remarkable comeback.
Mm-hmm.
But C.J. Stroud is way ahead right now.
I think I think he's more of a game man. He's proven to be more of a game manager than a game changer in terms of.
You talking about Bryce?
No, C.J. Stroud. He's not.
Yeah. He's a manager.
He's a manager. Yeah, he's a manager. He's not losing the game, but he won't. He ain't gonna be the ultimate decision maker in terms of winning the game. He don't got that ice cold killer in his veins. But watching that game, it just it said a lot. Texans are gonna definitely need to be carried by the defense, and that defense showed up majorly that game. Secondary and line, their front seven was going crazy. You had Will Anderson Jr. getting sacks. You had Daniil Hunter was going crazy. Just looking at it, if they don't show up defensively against Kansas City, it's going to be an issue because you can't depend solely on CJ's arm. And again, it's probably a combination of him lacking the weapons. But if this is where my thing is, if they consistently keep the ball running with Joe Mixon, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. And short routes, check off routes for CJ. Nothing super deep. Nothing through the middle. Keep CJ at bay in terms of just not having him to make a lot of decisions on the go because his line is kind of like iffy. Especially, they did good against the tandem of Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. That says a lot. They did decent.
That was a surprise to me. Khalil Mack, I don't know what year he's in, maybe 13, 14.
Don't do Khalil like that, man.
At some point, he's getting paid like a superstar. I wonder if he has another contract he's going to receive left in him. But Yeah, they weren't there this game. And
Khalil
throwing
Mack
those,
still
I
got a
think
lot
those
left.
still interceptions. Yeah,
Nah,
but
what were you about to say?
that was an easy game. The next game is really the one to really talk about.
You talking about the Steelers and the Ravens?
Yeah, this game right here was loaded. Pittsburgh looked awful. Russ is done. Russ is cooked. Um, I don't know what they're going to do. I heard a lot of people calling for Mike Tomlin's job. I think that would be dumb.
I think he's gonna eventually come out of like Pittsburgh and go to a new situation. That's what I've been hearing. Whether he go to a new coaching job, it's a lot that has opened. The Dallas job, which one is it? The Bears job. None of them are really attractive jobs for Mike Tomlin, and I hate the fact that Mike Tomlin is even being put up in that conversation of head coaches that are possibly going to vacate their positions. Because Mike Tomlin's been with, like, at this point, I've grown up knowing Mike Tomlin as basically the only Pittsburgh head coach outside of Bill Cowher. And
I think he's been there 17 years.
yeah, it's been 17 years. And all 17 years, he's been over 500. So, but that doesn't matter in the hindsight of things if you're not winning championships. Like, I would say that, because, I mean, hell, Marv Lewis was in Cincinnati forever. And Marv Lewis didn't win a damn thing.
No. Back up a little bit. He got one.
Who?
He got one.
No, I'm not.
Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. I'm not saying he didn't get one. I'm just saying the one was at the beginning of his tenure in Pittsburgh. It was in the beginning. It wasn't like.
It doesn't matter. One is one, and I mean he has as many of his predecessors.
And I hate to be that guy.
One, Chuck Norris had.
I hate to be that guy, but I hate to be this guy. But that Super Bowl was really with Bill Cowher's people. That was really Bill Cowher. It's the same shit we did with Tony Dungy when he left Tampa. That wasn't Gruden who won that Super Bowl. That was Tony Dungy's. They kept the cover two. So what we saying? They kept the cover two and kept the same players that Tony Dungy has. So if Tony Dungy would have stayed another year in Tampa Bay, they would have won that Super Bowl. And you see what Tony Dungy did with the Colts. So if like I said, I hate to be that guy, especially with black coaches, but what did Mike Tomlin do with his own roster? What has he done with his own roster in Pittsburgh?
He's never had a losing season. That's enough. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah, but that's not good enough.
He can keep going. Now, the year he has a losing season, maybe the sentiment change, but he can keep going. It's hard. It's hard in the league to win, and Mike Tomlin, that's all he's done. But once he gets to the playoffs, I think the last 5 times he was in, he was out in the first round. But he's a victim of circumstance. I mean, he can't get a quarterback. He can't find a good quarterback simply because he never drafted high.
That's Pittsburgh's
fault. I think they should go after Sam Darnold. There are a few options that are out there. I think Sam Darnold would be a viable option.
I disagree. I highly disagree.
Fields, what do you think about Fields? You want to give him a try?
No, okay, so the thing with Fields is I think he's okay at like being an option quarterback. He's not the traditional quarterback. He doesn't have the field vision. He can't read defenses. He he has a strong arm, but ultimately I need somebody to be able to make adjustments, audibles at the line of scrimmage, be able to read defenses, be able to react to coverage changes. That's not Fields. And two, I haven't seen anything from Fields. And you can see the statistics too that whenever Fields is in the game, wide receiver like catches and all that shit goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? So you seen with Pickens. Pickens was happy when Russ started. Russ was getting him the ball.
Yeah, but
what?
Pickens is a little off too.
Yeah, he is off. He is off. I will say that, but I'm just saying in terms of production for wide receivers, you're getting your yards. You don't have to worry about that with Russ. He's going to try to get you the ball.
He's a great receiver. He could be a number one. I won't even call him a number one receiver just yet.
I think he is.
Because no, he's come up short on some routes. He's done some questionable things. He's quit.
Maturity is definitely a thing he needs to work on.
Yeah, and so therefore he's not number one receiver. Number one receiver to me is a guy that's, you can rely on to be that guy at any time, no matter what the score is. He's your alpha dog at all times. Like an AJ Brown. AJ Brown, one of the things you're gonna get from him is 100% effort. Right. Devontae Smith, 100% effort. DeAndre Hopkins, I call him a number one also. He's a little long in the tooth, but he's gonna give you 100% of what he got at all times when he's on the field. George Pickens just is immature.
Yeah.
For him to speak anything negative about Russ when Russ was the guy getting him the ball was just dumb to me. Fields, if I'm picking, I'm waiting to see what Fields, who the quarterback is before I do anything as far as signing wise. But I do believe he messed his money up a little bit.
No, he messed his money up big time. Nobody's going to give him a big contract if he's going to have. I mean, he basically is in that AB category with behavior. It's like, I don't want to get. But
no, I ain't gonna go that far.
No, but look, AB at least had to play. So some teams will put up with AB because AB was a superior wide receiver. Pickens, bro, you've only really shown us, slightly sparks of being an all-star, but you haven't really shown out like that, and your numbers don't grant you a big contract like that. So it's just
AB was certified nuts.
Yeah, but his play. Some teams will put up with that. Tom Brady will put up with it.
No. If Tom Brady couldn't convince you to just chill, you're a problem. Him walking off the field at the end of his career and doing all that stuff, he's nuts.
Dog, man. What are you saying? Tom Brady wanted this man after he froze. He froze his feet and then he couldn't make it to training. He couldn't make it to training camp with the Raiders. Tom Brady was like, "I still want you."
Yeah, Tom Brady was just like, dude, come on, man, help me out. And AB just did not have the mental capacity to just say, hey, I gotta chill and just play football. You can't work with somebody like that. You really can't.
But when he's immensely talented, where you got guys who have played with him and says, yeah, he's like that, and you just might put up with it.
But
huge
but.
You might just put up with it, but that's not George Pickens.
I ain't gonna put Pickens in that.
That's not George Pickens.
Pickens just not. He ain't gonna get his money. He's not a true number one. The person I'm surprised that everybody's looking at. What's the number two guy in Cincinnati?
Oh, T. Higgins.
What's his name?
T. Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins. I like Cincinnati if I had a backup team or something, it would probably be Cincinnati. I love Joe Burrow. I like Jamar Chase. But T. Higgins, I don't see him as a number one. He's going to get paid like a number one. I hear he's going to New England because they're going to throw that bag at him. But, geez, George Pickens, T. Higgins, similar player to me. But George Pickens is way more special. But, geez, George Pickens. Russ, what do you think he'll be doing next year in July? Is he gonna be?
Russ will still be there as long as Tomlin is still there. Russ will still be there. I mean, if Tomlin is not,
get paid. He can't get paid.
No, he's not going to get paid because they still kind of in Denver. They're still eating his contract, so he's not going to get paid. They're not going to do an extension for him, but they'll probably not a big extension. If anything, it'll just be like a humble contract extension, if that. But I think the biggest issue for Pittsburgh is at this point, go get a quarterback, draft somebody in the draft. I don't know who.
Darnold's the only one out there.
I'm not drafting Darnold.
They're gonna pick too low. They're gonna pick too low.
I wouldn't draft Darnold. You see, Darnold's not consistent, and we still seeing like flashes of Darnold when he was in the with the Jets. This motherfucker still seeing ghosts. That game against Durant, like I don't even want to jump yet, but I'm not taking Darnold I'm not paying
That dude
Darnold $100 million to go still do the same crap he was doing with the Jets. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that.
He looked like, yeah, he looked like trash.
Yeah, he was trash can. He was dumpster juice. I'm not picking him up.
Another guy on that team that has to sign is Najee. What's his name?
Najee Harris.
Najee Harris.
Yeah, from Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Najee Davenport. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Najee Davenport are
but I
great
don't
from the
think
U. From the U.
I don't think he's taking any crap from anybody's closets any time in his life. I don't think Harris has done that, so I'm not going to put them Najee Davenport on.
Nah, Najee Harris is not. He they'll sign him to his little small contract. He ain't going nowhere. I mean, the biggest knock on him is he can't read the road.
If he had a quarterback, if he had a consistent quarterback in an offense that was a little bit more open, he could probably get some yards. I'm not going to call him anything near Derrick Henry, but he's a power back. He just doesn't have that breakaway speed. I like him. I compare him like Brian Robinson. Very similar to him. He's a typical strong Alabama back. Nothing special. But he's a starter in the league. I don't know where he's going to go. He'll probably come back to Pittsburgh. But it's a rough situation in Pittsburgh. But Baltimore's looking good. They're moving on. I guess we can skip them and let's just continue to talk about these losers. Bills, Broncos.
Hold on. We skipped the Eagles game. We didn't go back. We still got it. We still, even though we both picked.
I was covering the AFC first.
We just going down the line.
Down there.
We just going down the line because. What you were saying?
You want to go with the Eagles?
Yeah, we still need to talk about the Eagles. I mean.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay, the overall game, I like what I saw from Saquon. That's the good. I like that in the first half, Hurts was not stinking up the joint. He's still moving off slow, still doing that slow crap. I like the fact that our defense looks crazy. Our defense looks great. Don't like the fact that we lost Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
Hate that. I hate that for us. He's out for the rest of the series. Overall, I think we look good against them.
Yeah, we look great. I think the Packers offense was like number 5 in the league, and they couldn't do anything against us. Kobe Dean, I hate to see him go down. He's a bulldog. I lived in Georgia for 20 years, so I'm partial to those guys. And he was balling. N'Kobe, Jalen, Jordan Davis, and Nolan Smith, and I believe we signed another Bulldog. Keelan Ringo even got a little play in there.
Yeah.
So we got 6 Bulldogs on the team. N'Kobe and Nolan are like holding down our linebacking core. And I mean, those guys, they balling. Our defense is. I watched a video before this. You ever watch Brian Baldinger? His kind of summaries of the defense.
No, I haven't. I think you sent me a video on Instagram.
Yeah, well, he does like offense and defense, and what he was looking at was it was play cover 2 all game, okay? But they do something which was weird to me. They funnel everything inside. And I'll send you the video after this, but if you look at the way they do things, and to think that everybody in the league doesn't do this is crazy. But Vic Fangio has a great scheme. I'm hoping that the other team this week isn't looking at Baldinger's video because that wouldn't be good. Yeah, our defense looks great. It's one of the best defenses since the Super Bowl, of course. But yeah, we look great. I think Trotter should get some play this week at linebacker. So we may be okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way where we're trending up towards. The only big thing we got to worry about with the Rams really is the passing game. They damn near don't have a running game. We got to worry about Cooper Kupp off the slants and Pukanua, as well as what's his name, Higbee. Those are the 3 main weapons we got to worry about. I'm not going to underrate what's his name, Kyron Williams. Is that the running back's name, Kyron Williams?
Yeah.
He's decent, but
Kyron Williams.
Yeah, we can shut him down.
Blake Corum is out. He got a broken arm, so he's not playing. So after Kyron, we got to pop him a couple times and put him on his back to get those guys discouraged with the run game and go straight to the passing game. Matt Stafford is always dangerous, but he's not going to leave the pocket, so that's good.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that. But like you were saying, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, those guys are great. They are 2 number ones. But I think we got under control. Cooper DeJean covering the slot. Everybody's healthy except N'Kobe. And we really don't need the linebackers that much this week because I really don't think they're getting past our D line much.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think we should be good this game. We just got. I mean, really, Hurts is going to be the only Achilles heel in our team if we being upfront honest. Hurts is going to hurt us if he doesn't just come out swinging and not be afraid to let the ball go, brother. Don't be afraid. You know what I mean? Like 120 yards. Come on, man. You gotta do better.
I need the Rams to get the ball first. I need us to get the ball first in the second half because Hurts tends to play according to what the competition does. It sucks. He should be a little bit more proactive than he is, but it is what it is. We know who he is. He's going to do whatever it takes to win the game, but he's counting on the defense to do some stuff and him not turning over the ball. I just wish he would go back to being a Hurts of 2022 and getting up in the lead, airing that thing out. Running when you have to, using Saquon. It just adds stress to our life. A friend of mine had his blood pressure monitor at the beginning of every game just to make sure.
Them games are stressful,
that's
man.
Yeah.
As an Eagles fan, we are very stressed out every game. It's just like, man, what's going to happen next? You know what I mean? But I'm glad he's bounced back from his concussion protocol, so hopefully.
Yeah, and there was a few scary runs that he did last week that I was surprised that he did. But he came out unscathed. Maybe he took that extra time off just to make sure he was extra healthy because there was a few plays he didn't slide. He went head first to try to get whatever he was trying to get. But I believe in our quarterback. I just hope that he turns it on early instead of late, like we've been doing. Let the defense play with the lead, and just like we did in the Packers game. But we can do it. But staying on the offense, Dallas Goedert, he's back. Dude went in a straight beast mode. He's always hurt, but I guess the strategy this year was to hold him out for the playoffs. And boy, did he show up last week.
Thank God. He's always the tight ends are always the safety blanket for all quarterbacks. You can put Dallas Goedert tight end, over the middle, on the side. He's going to catch it. He's definitely a safety blanket for the 3rd and 4ths or red zone situations.
He's number 3. He's legit number 3 with Saquon being number 4 as far as who Jalen trusts. Another guy that kind of stepped up and was a surprise was Jahan Dotson.
Oh yeah, touchdown.
Jalen Hurts finally saw the guy. Our offense would be a whole lot better if Jalen Hurts would just give him some early targets. So the defense just got to respect him. I think next year coming out, whoever the offensive coordinator is going to be, they got to figure out how to use the number 3.
You think Kellen Moore is going to be gone? You think he's going to get that? He's going to get that job at with Dallas?
I would not take the Dallas job. That's probably the worst job in the league.
It is.
Troy Aikman said it best. It's not a very desirable place to be. You're paying Dak all that money, and Dak's not that great.
And you don't got no control over personnel either in terms of who you draft. Yeah. What you gonna do about it?
Michael Parsons about to break the bank. CeeDee Lamb has already broke the bank. Between those 3 right there, their contracts are just not good. I think CeeDee Lamb deserves it. Michael Parsons deserves it too, but their salaries are probably going to eat up 40% of the whole cap, and that's not good for a team.
Yeah. Jerry didn't pick up anybody last year. If you look at it, like in terms of
they didn't have no money.
Y'all could have drafted somebody.
our biggest, and I know you're a Howie hater, but our biggest asset, and I've been telling you this for years, is Howie Roseman.
Howie Roseman's
Dude's
been pissing me off for the past forever.
10
Forever.
years. Um,
He dropped the ball
10
on
years.
that damn Justin Jefferson pick. I'm forever heated
Nah,
at that. I'm forever heated at that.
But we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We moved on from that. Jalen Reagor was trash. Probably the top 5 trash Eagles pick of all time.
Worse.
Yeah, no. Marcus Smith was one of the worst draft picks. But what is Howie doing right? He's getting the draft right. He went to the Bulldog Well, and the Bulldog Well paid off. Where he's going to go next, I have no clue. But Howie's doing a hell of a job. That's the difference between us and the Cowboys is, the contract, the general manager. Jerry Jones sucks. Cowboys fans, I feel sorry. Well, I don't feel sorry for them. I wish they would suck forever.
Same way with Giants. I feel the same way with Giants. Hey, keep doing it. Keep the ball and keep your GM. Please, please. Let them motherfuckers prosper.
Until Jerry Jones gets dementia or something else, they're going to suck. He just has to get out of the way of the team. And I like it that way. I hope he lives till 100. Just keep doing what you're doing, Jerry. We believe in you.
Yeah, no, he's gonna forever have his face out there. He's like the without all the controversy, he's like the PD. You know how Suge was like, if you want to come, be with, without a GM and the owner being in all the videos, all the tours. Don't go to Dallas. That's what he does, man. That's exactly what Jerry does. He's all in the media talking. He don't want to give up his rights to GM. He wants to GM everything. I'm like, bro, you're 90 plus years old. I know he's like 80, but still, let it go.
Yeah, I think he's 82.
Yeah, he's 80. He's 80, but I think it's karma for him firing Jimmy Johnson when they were on that run, and Jimmy Johnson had like two bad seasons. Jimmy Johnson won you so many freaking Super Bowls, and I'm taking it personal because look, that's Miami. He could have stayed in Miami for all that.
Yeah, but like, and keeping on that Cowboy theme, firing Deion is not going to fix anything. I think Deion saved himself or spared himself some embarrassment.
Deion's not
he probably would
going
have got paid. Yeah, he's not going there. It's the stupidest job to take in the league. And I think Mike McCarthy was let go because they were sure that they got Deion. Who's going to take that job? I have no clue.
Nobody's taking that job.
But Deion is maybe like I think that the guy Aaron Glenn.
No, I don't want Aaron. I honestly don't even want Aaron Glenn to take that job. It's two jobs that's just booby traps. It's the Dallas job and the Bears job are booby traps. Don't take those jobs whatsoever. One, Dallas, you basically are going there as a cog. You don't got no say-so, which is one of the reasons why Bill Belichick was like bounced out. He's like, I'm cool off the Dallas one. The Bears, their GM is trash. They're not trying to build anything with the Bears. They just keep moving on out. It's like you're not going to find a phenomenon. First of all, you got to protect your main asset, and you don't do that year after year. You don't draft the line. You don't get the weapons you need to get. The Bears are. Go ahead.
I think McCarty or Kellen Moore may wind up in Chicago.
I would hope that there's some discernment will go into Chicago in terms of because the Bears have not tried to build up a franchise. They've been on rebuilding mode since Lovie Smith. There's nothing it's nothing there. It's literally nothing there.
They have a lot of talent though. I think Caleb Williams, I never saw how special he was when he was in college. I didn't believe in him the whole time. But clearly, everybody else is saying different, but we'll see.
But you ain't got a level of competition like the lineup of quarterbacks that were coming out of college. It wasn't a lot of talent if you looking at it. So it wasn't like Caleb Williams had a lot of competition being the first round draft pick. And you know, once Mel Kiper puts his sights on you and says you were a first round draft pick, it's damn near stamped and solidified that you're gonna be a first round draft pick. I've seen in the past 10 years, I've seen cats I ain't never heard of be first round draft picks, and I'm like, where did he come from? Mel Kiper said he's a first round draft pick, and that's how you get crap like Zach Wilson. Where the hell was Zach Wilson?
That's a very interesting study. Like at the beginning of the football season, probably in the summertime, look at the draft projections. I've done this past couple of years. You look at the draft projections at the beginning of the college football season, and then right before a draft, they're totally different. Some like half of the people that were high are totally out of the first round by the end of the year because they were straight trash. And then you get some guys that just kind of pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would rather be Mr. Irrelevant than drafted high if I wasn't even on the radar at first. But that I don't get it. Like Trey Lance, like it's prime examples on why you shouldn't draft these guys based off of the recommendation of Mel Kiper. You had Trey Lance, who's a complete bust. You got Zach Wilson, who's a complete bust. I was about to put Bryce Young in there, but Bryce Young he's kind of leveled off at the end of the year.
There's some hope there. There's some hope with Bryce.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's some hope with Bryce. And like the other quarterbacks, I mean, look, Justin. Why am I drawing a blank on it? Justin Fields could have been something.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been something. I think he just kind of got ruined with the Chicago Bears. And to me, Chicago is like the worst place for quarterbacks. Right next to the Jets. If you go to Chicago or the New York Jets, you are going to be wrecked as a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like in terms of your confidence, because clearly there's no culture there. That's
another job that's out there. They're saying Rex Ryan is up for it. I don't believe the Rex Ryan stuff. I just don't believe it. I believe he went there. He went there the first time. It was fun. That was I believe I was rooting for the Jets back when Mark Sanchez was there. And Rex was there, but they were an underdog. Going against Brady, they always gave Brady a tough time. But Mark Sanchez just was not that guy.
He got him their first. He got him their first playoff in a long time.
Yeah, because they handed the ball off. I think they had like the thunder lightning thing going on. I forgot who the running backs were back then. But it was a pretty good combo. They had a really good defense, and just played some smash mouth football. But you want to move on to the next game, the
Bills.
Commanders?
No, we got the Bills. The next game is the Bills versus
Bills
Denver.
Broncos.
Yeah, that game was a wash. I knew that was going to be a wash. I don't even know why I didn't even know why the Bills was playing with them in the first quarter. It was just like, come on, man. Go ahead and blow it. Get this team out of here. I never believed in Bo Nix. Bo Nix ain't what everybody thinks he is.
I believe in Bo Nix, but I mean, rookie quarterbacks don't make it happen in the playoffs, the NFL playoffs. It's too complicated.
I don't know. We
like
saying otherwise.
I like his future, though.
Who?
I like his future. I like Bo Nix's future.
I don't like Bo Nix. I mean, coming out of college, to me he always seemed overrated. He left. First of all, you left the SEC because you couldn't get it done at Auburn to go to Oregon, and you barely made it in Oregon.
Auburn's coaching was awful, though.
Yeah, but still, you left.
Auburn is still a wreck. I have a lot of course, Auburn is near and dear to my heart. I spent a lot of time on that campus coming up, and a lot of my friends went there, but they're struggling. And I don't think I think they got a good quarterback coming in now. They spent some NIL money, but they're struggling. They're trying to get back on the level of Alabama. I think they'll do it. They'll turn the corner at some point, but it's looking ugly down there. Those guys are not happy.
It's very ugly. What's up, D1? I'm gonna say this. I never believed in Bo Nix. That's my personal opinion. Bo Nix to me never really had that game changing he just never had that je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? Like he never had that oomph. And you know what I mean?
I see a lot of Doug Flutie in him.
Doug Flutie.
I see a lot of Doug Flutie. That's my comparison.
Hell no. Oh man.
I see some Flutie play.
You see some
Nixie
Flutie
nuggets coming out. Yeah, I see it. Not. I mean, in the future, I see it. Next year, I believe Denver is going to be a Corn Bowl opponent next year.
I don't know.
They were this year, but so the Bills, Josh Allen, he is who he is. He's a monster. Top 3 quarterback, probably for the next 10 years.
Who you taking for MVP since we on Josh Allen? Who you got? Who like realistically, who you think is going to win the MVP?
You kind of got to give it to Lamar. The touchdown numbers and to interception ratio is ridiculous. You got to give it to him.
Okay, so do you believe that they actually they say it's based off of regular season, but because these two, and they haven't awarded the MVP yet, these two face each other this weekend, I got the strong inclination that they are going to take this game and say, this is very interesting. So if Lamar come out and blow the doors off with the Bills, I think he might get it. I think they might just actually have to sway in Lamar's direction versus if Josh Allen come out this mug and blow the doors off. By the way, that's going to be the biggest game. That's going to be the biggest game in this playoff so far. I think.
What day does that come on? That comes on Sunday. Okay, that's the final game, but
that's gonna be the biggest game. That hands down, it's got to be. I think they even flexed that game. They said, move it to prime time because it's gonna be. It's 2 potential MVPs right there. Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think Lamar has the MVP wrapped up.
Lamar does have the MVP wrapped up.
If you look at Josh Allen's numbers, they're just not. They don't jump out at you, even though we know his heroics. We know what he's done, but his numbers don't say the same.
Yeah, if you compare it to Lamar actually surprised me on the quarterback tip. Like he really went crazy this year. The like you said, the interception ratio, the touchdown ratio is crazy. And in years past, it's been okay, but people have been just looking at his accolades as a running quarterback versus he's throwing the ball and getting that thing out accurately.
4,172 yards, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. These numbers right here are what I expected out of Hurts with Saquon back there. Lamar is benefiting a lot from Derrick Henry.
It is. But see, I don't even like that. I hate that right there. Because every time I hear somebody talk about that, they say, well, he got Henry in the backfield. You still have to execute. What? You still have to execute. What? Are you on that train too?
You cannot play cover 2. You cannot play cover 2 against Derrick Henry. You got to put extra guys in the box, which should make the passing game easier. Lamar did what he was supposed to do. Take advantage of that.
I hate that.
They won more games, yes.
I hate that. I really do hate that.
That's why Jalen Hurts' struggle is just so weird. It's like, yeah, we got Saquon. They're coming down in the box. Hurts still can't take advantage of it consistently. He's had a few games this year, a handful of games, probably 5 games where he has, but he should have been able to do that all year. He should have Lamar Jackson type numbers if he's capable of putting those up.
Man, we can't do that.
I'm not comparing Lamar Jackson to Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson is a far better football player than Jalen Hurts is.
Hence his 2 MVPs. I mean, Lamar is. I'm gonna say he's the cream of the crop. When you talk about the big 3 in the NFL, who's the big? I mean, really the big 5. If we look at the big 5, you got at the top, still gonna be, and I hate the fact that Patrick Mahomes, he got they gave him a nod against the Pro Bowl, which he should have been at the Pro Bowl. He should have got a Pro Bowl. So Patrick Mahomes is number 1.
We know he ain't playing, so yeah, you're not wasting your vote anymore. And he had a horrible year.
What's a horrible year, though? What's a horrible year?
His statistics were horrible this year.
This man's won a bunch of games.
He threw a few more interceptions than we're accustomed to seeing from him. I'm trying to pull up his stats now. His stats on the year. 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3,900 yards. That's kind of mediocre for Patrick Mahomes. Compared to Lamar throwing 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, that's a big. But at the end of the day, he won games. He did have some injuries to his receiving core, but
Come on, man.
we know who Patrick Mahomes is. Patrick Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. Number 2 for me, it's somewhere between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
I'll put Lamar Jackson number 2. Let me just run down my list: Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrow, and then that 5th one. Who's the 5th? Who's my 5th? I would say, shoot, who's consistently in the playoffs? Because that's really the big 4. Like when we talk about just consistency.
Well, I mean, honestly, just looking at the numbers right now, the way they're playing, you got to look at Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
And then at that point, once you get to number 6, that's when Jalen Hurts, Love, and all those guys kind of come into play. But again, that top 3 is pretty solid. Number 4 is debatable. But that top 3 is there, and or really the top 4 is there with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
At number 4.
No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing is Hurts is not in that top 5, and honestly, if we looking at it, he might fall down to the bottom tier of top 10 if there is a top 10, because he hasn't proven himself to be a good quarterback. He hasn't proven himself to be like reliable in these past couple years.
He has. In 2022, he was a great quarterback.
Yeah, but that was his run though.
But he regressed.
He regressed big time, and then you can say, okay, different OCs. Okay, cool, different OCs. So you got 3 different OCs in the past 3 years. How where's the adjustment at? Where's the accountability at for Jalen Hurts versus I have 3 different offensive coordinators? Where? Tell me.
The accountability is we win. Jalen Hurts is a winner.
Ken James was good, man. No, we not Rams over here. No, they gonna lose to the Eagles, fam. But no, I'm just saying, like, I can't put, like, I'm a realistic Eagles fan. I'm never delusional, and I think Eagles fans, I think a majority of us are not delusional in our team, and we all have the same sentiment when it comes to Jalen Hurts. He's to us, he ain't really what we looking at in terms of a trustworthy quarterback. We talking about years of going back to Carmichael, going back to McNabb. You know what I'm saying? We see these quarterbacks. McNabb couldn't really get us over the hump all the time. We would get to the NFC Championship, but in terms of a top 5 quarterback during the times when McNabb was in the league, McNabb was up there, bro. You can't say he wasn't.
Yeah. McNabb should be a Hall of Famer in my eyes, but some of his antics towards the end of his career probably ruined that. Him going to the Redskins, his spat with T.O., he was an ultimate loser in that, and the fact that the dude is a DUI machine, that he killed it after he left us. He was a shoo-in for Hall of Famer before he left the Eagles. I don't know where that went left, but he's one of my top 3 quarterbacks, Eagles quarterbacks of all time. Nick Foles being number 1, Donovan McNabb number 2, Randall Cunningham is next up. But yeah, that's how my rank goes. So.
By default, right? Nick Foles is number 1 because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right?
he's the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. Yeah.
Greatest Eagles quarterback is a backup.
Yeah, greatest. And let's get to a funny story. How much time we got left? Funny story. You heard about the fan that called the lady a cunt.
You talking about the Eagles fan? And he got banned?
Yeah. This guy, he actually worked for a firm that did DEI.
Really?
And got fired. Yeah, got fired from his job And I know this firsthand because I know somebody that worked with him. Um,
I thought it was some London
and
guy or
trust me,
something.
he was a Philly guy. He worked for a firm locally. He was a manager there, but he got canned. And trust me when I say this, and for the most part, that company meets virtually. They had a big meeting, and that was a topic of discussion. I don't know how the meeting went. I didn't get into that, but I know everybody going into their first meeting back in the office on that Monday were like, what's going on with him? They all
That's
knew he
so
was fired.
crazy.
But
You can get fired for your actions at a football game, bro. That's crazy. Calling the lady a cunt.
what's sad is I believe he was baited. I'm not gonna lie. You give me a few drinks, and I'm not gonna say a few drinks. It got to be a lot for me to go off on somebody. You know me. But I mean, we can all. The worst of us comes out. But for him, it was a highly likely that he was baited. The guy and his wife were some YouTube folks. You heard about them?
No, the
They
guy.
went to the game with their they went to the game with their Packers stuff on, and they posted online, did a GoFundMe and all this. Give me to an Eagles game, and I'm going to make something happen. He said that before the game.
Really?
And clearly, something would happen before it, and as soon as the guy reacted, he started recording, and then he posted it online, got the guy fired. I do believe that at the end of the day, this guy, after hearing the whole story, he should get his job back. I mean, we all have our bad moments. This guy, he has a good, honest job doing an honest thing.
Yeah, but
And
when
he's
you
basically feeding
when
his
you
family.
represent a firm, you know they got those morality clauses. I mean, even when you sign a documentation, how you behave outside of the workforce or how outside of work, it's a reflection, and they find out, like, you know what I'm saying. You know how back in the like 2020 or like the early elections, all those cats that was doing racist stuff, they was getting pointed out, and their jobs was firing them because they being racist on camera.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. I don't think you should get fired for calling somebody a cunt. That's not necessarily to me a fireable offense.
Did you see the video? I didn't see it. I didn't
see the video.
What was said. I didn't see it either, so I really shouldn't be commenting on it at all. But from what I've read, the guy's feeding his family.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's a good guy. He's not a bad guy.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Anyway.
get fired for that, man. That's crazy.
I really do. You know what? Let me see if I have his number. Let's call him up. I'm just kidding.
I'm about to say, what? Nah, that's crazy. Nah, I mean, I saw the article. I didn't look into it because, like, it's Philly. Like, that's the crazy part. Yeah. It's Philly. You go to anywhere in that stadium, you're going to see some crazy stuff. We've seen fights in stadiums. Like, that's normal. I don't know why you got fired.
Typically happens when we're losing, but we weren't losing. I really do need to hear both sides of the story. I can't wait for the guy to tell. And he's alluded to, he's apologized and saying that he shouldn't have called the lady that. But I really do need to hear what was done to him for him to react that way. And it wasn't the most extreme thing that he could have done. I think
I found the video.
Would have been like
I found the video.
His hands on her or something like that.
I think I found it. Yeah, found the video. You want me to play the video? Let me play the video real quick. I want to see what he said. Hold on, let me.
They got one more yard though. They're close. Yeah, but we're not in. It's not a touchdown. Yeah. So you don't jerk off. Come in the air. Okay, well, don't call her a dumb cunt. She's an ugly dumb cunt.
Was it that bad?
Yup.
All right, so he said she's an ugly dumb cunt. Wow, the dude, and then I guess that was her boyfriend. He was like, "Don't call her a dumb cunt." He's like, "You're right, she's an ugly dumb cunt." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, yeah."
Oh, hold on. So he really baited him into saying that.
He didn't. It didn't even sound
What
like
did
he.
the guy say at first?
It didn't sound like he baited him. It just sounded like don't call her a dumb cunt. Like it don't even sound like he baited her. It just sounded like he just unprovokedly said it. But I gotta watch the entire video. I gotta see if there's more footage.
You're not going to see that. The guy's telling the other side of the story, and I think some of the people around him were defending him also. But that's a local Philly thing. The rest of the world probably doesn't care.
That's why I thought the guy was from Britain or something, because we don't. I mean, how many times you hear somebody hurl cunt at somebody at a Phillies game? I would have thought the latter. No,
yeah, it's a weird one, and the Packers fan is from the area also. He's a Pennsylvania native, but it was just a weird situation. Feel sorry for the guy. I hope. After reading or hearing him, I do feel like he's probably going to get his job back or something like that, or something will happen. Maybe they'll do a GoFundMe for him, and he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
By the end of this week or something like that. But,
something. It gotta be something. But hey, let's move a little forward. We got we got two more. Bucs versus Commanders. You took the Bucs. I took the Commanders. I told you. I told
put money
you.
on the Bucs too.
And you put money.
It was a really good. Yeah, it was a really good game. I'm convinced that Baker Mayfield had money on the game.
You think so?
Yeah, he had money on the game. That whole at the end of the game, first it was a handoff fumble. Boom, that happened. Not the end of the world. But then when he took the hike, and then he paused for 2 seconds after taking a hike, and then goes into the play. At that point, I was convinced Baker has money on the game. That was ridiculous. Did you see that play?
No, I didn't. I don't recall that play. No, I didn't see that.
No, it was right at the end. It was my buddy, my old neighbor's his birthday, so I'm at the bar watching the game with all those guys. They hate me because I got my Eagles stuff on, and there's probably about 30 Redskins guys in there. And Baker takes the hike under the center. He pauses for a whole second after he gets the ball, and then goes into trying to do the play. Of course, the play gets blown up. It's like third down play, so they got to punt it after that. It was ridiculous. It was like, come on, Baker. This is ridiculous.
Baker,
man.
This is what we doing out here, fam? That's what
he had money on the game.
Man, dog. I like for that sake, I hope Todd Bowles doesn't lose his job, because I get the strong feeling that
Todd safe. I think he has a solid squad. He's safe. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, no, I hope he doesn't, not because of
He's
Baker.
making Baker look serviceable. What's that Redskins guy's name? Jaden Daniels. He's having another miracle or another game in this miracle season.
We gotta be politically correct. We gotta be the Commanders. We're not of the early 2000s. Not the Redskins.
No, I'm sorry. I can say the Redskins all I want. And I don't care. I really don't care, because I live in the belly of the beast. And
your neighbor, your neighbor is wild, bro. Like like I talked to him. Like he.
Yeah, they did not want the name change. As a matter of fact, they went through years of crying. What are we gonna be?
Them uniforms is ugly.
The football team, now they're the Commanders, and all of them are holding on to their old gear. They bought the new jerseys, but the Redskins is fine. I'm just old school. I'll call them the Commanders every now and then. Nothing personal, but I just know the fans here were just like, why? It's a change happening and nobody wants it. But it happened.
I heard that the Native Americans was like, we actually want you guys to change that name back. We was like, what? It was a tribe. Yeah. It was a tribe in Maryland that was like, why did you guys change that name? We like that name. I'm like, no, this got to be a fake. This got to be a fake article.
On the surface, it seems offensive, but I mean, it's done. I just think that the Redskins is just an old school tradition. It'll date you. You're probably born after 2010 if you're consistently calling the Commanders. But it is what it is. But Jaden Daniels, he's having a wonderful season. I don't think it's going to last long. One of the weaknesses or the flaws I continue to see in this game, he continues to throw short. He's having to rely on his legs way too much. And eventually he's going to get popped and he's going to get hurt. And when he does get hurt, he's a slight guy. He's going to break something. It's not going to be good.
I'm
But
sure Aaron
he
Glenn
does
got a
not
game
have the
plan for
arm.
Jaden Daniels. I mean, Aaron Glenn is going to
Yeah,
have something ready for him.
They're going to pop him, and they're going to get I guarantee you this game is going to be at least 2 roughing the passer penalties just to make them, feel it early.
Yep.
They're going to do that in the first quarter, get it over with.
Have
And
him
that's a
seeing
smart
ghosts.
way to play him
Yep.
because he throws his body around just too much. He talks too much. But we'll see. It'll work itself out.
Seeing ghosts.
I like
seeing ghosts.
Let's go. You want to go into our picks for this week?
We ain't even touched the Rams joint yet. We gotta touch the Rams joint. Rams versus Vikings.
Man, the Vikings were trash.
So what is your
they
take?
were trash.
Okay, question. Did Sam Darnold play his way out of a $100 million deal?
Yeah. He played himself into a Baker Mayfield contract. He's going to get $30 million next year, where before he was probably going to get 50 plus. So he's probably going to get 30.
The last 2 games,
maybe
the last 2 games he's
where-
played like garbage, and I don't think he's getting the big contract that he once garnered before those 2 horrendous games he played in. So yeah, he's played his way. That was a horrible game though.
That was one of the top 5 worst. If it wasn't for Herbert's performance, he would have had the worst performance in the playoffs.
I agree.
Even the Broncos quarterback was better than him. That first drive that they have, what's his name? What's his name?
You talking about Bo Nix? Bo Nix?
Bo Nix began the game great, but Sam Darnold never showed up. What's up, KJ?
KJ back?
I'll give it to you. Go back upstairs. You want to say hi to your uncle?
What up, KJ?
Uncle Quake.
What up, KJ? You back?
I didn't say you that. No, I just said say hi, bye. I'll see you in a little bit.
Tomorrow.
No, I'll see you in a little bit.
Justin Herbert, CP.
But yeah, that game was horrible. The Rams did what they were supposed to do. There's really not much to say about that game other than our defense is totally different from the Vikings defense. We can stop. We're a lot more physical. We can do a lot. What else do you have to say about this game?
I mean, it really showed that the Rams defense is, I don't know where the breakdown was with the Rams, not the Rams defense, but the Vikings offensive line, or what kind of schemes they were coming with, but they were just going after Darnold. And on top of that, Matthew Stafford still showing he's got a lot left in the tank. I mean, what is he, like 15, 16 years in? It seems like forever ago when it was him and Megatron going crazy, but Matthew Stafford is still a premier quarterback.
His arm is still live.
It is.
Yeah, it is. It is still live. He's never really relied on his legs. He's a smart quarterback. He has a lot of experience.
He got a quick release too. You're not touching him. He got a quick release. He getting that ball out. Even though it was a questionable call, y'all talk about that BS. They talk about some. Oh no, it was a forward pass. Nah, buddy.
That was a fumble. That was a
fumble.
He got bailed out on that. Or at the least, it was intentional grounding. He did get bailed out on that.
That was definitely a fumble.
I don't understand why they did that. He's not even looking that way. He just throw it to the ground. Come on, man.
And they said the receiver was in the vicinity. I'm like, where? He didn't even get past the line of scrimmage. Where was Puka at?
That was early in the game. That probably could have been a game-changing play.
Yeah.
But that was ridiculous.
That was some home brewing right there.
Are we done with this game? I'm not going to elaborate.
Yeah,
on our opponent too much.
we done with this game. We can go into our picks for this week or this coming week. Let me see. First game that's on the. Let me.
We want to start.
All right, let me see. If we're looking at the bracket, let's start with the heavy hitters. Chiefs and Texans. Who you got?
That one's pretty easy. The Chiefs.
You got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I got
Patrick Mahomes doesn't miss in the playoffs, and the Texans, they aren't ready.
I got the Chiefs too, and then we'll stay on the AFC side as well. Who you got? Bills, Ravens.
Bills.
You got the Bills.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ravens.
I don't see. I see it being a shootout. And Josh Allen just impresses me. I think Josh Allen can beat Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna ride out Josh Allen to the Super Bowl.
Okay. And
I'm not going to get ahead of myself.
I'll let you rock out. And then we got the Lions versus Commanders. Who you got? You got Lions. I know
Who you
you
got?
do.
You go first.
I'm going with the Commanders.
The line is 9.5. I'm gonna go with the Commanders to cover, but the Lions to win.
So you're going with the Lions to win. Okay.
Yeah, Lions to win, but 9.5 is a lot of points. I think they're going to beat the crap out of Jalen Daniels. And he might not even finish the game. Dan Campbell, he's a serious guy, kind of like I would be, and he's just going to be like, look, get your licks in early and often, make that guy feel us, make him know we're here, and by the second half, he ain't going to be able to throw a 15-yard out.
But
he's going to be so sore.
I will say Dan Campbell is also a gambler too. He'll take a few chances on fourth down and whatever the hell if it come down to it. So I mean the biggest thing for the Commanders is they got to really hold them down to fourth and long. And the Commanders, they got a young team. You got Lattimore. You got on the defensive side you got Lattimore, who is a vet. You also got Bobby Wagner, who's a vet, who's gonna keep them guys in check. I'm going Commanders just off of the fact that the Commanders have such a good head of steam on them. And two, Jayden Daniels is a young quarterback, but I still feel like he got the weapons and the coach too. I believe in the coach. Dan Quinn he's a great head coach. He's going to make the adjustments on the fly versus Dan Campbell. Oh, you got the two Dans facing each other.
I don't believe in them just yet. I'm not giving that. And that's maybe me being a hater. The Commanders need to go back to sucking like they've been sucking for the past 20 years. I expect them to go back to sucking, so I'm just going to count on that happening again. So you know what we're saying. But in a perfect world, the Lions just happen to be my default second team. My wife's from Detroit. But I want an Eagles home game so I could go to the game next week if we win. I would go to the game this week, but I have another obligation that I have to go to, and so
if the
I'll
Eagles,
be watching the game. But
if the Eagles get a chance,
the ticket's always $250.
I will go to an NFC Championship if the Eagles can make it in its home field. I'll definitely go. I mean, Detroit sounds feasible too.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to go to Detroit, I'm going. We'll just make the drive up there. But either way, if we win, I'll be at the championship game. The last championship game I was at was the 49ers Eagles, and we beat the crap out of them. But I was there for that.
I might be willing to go to Detroit if Detroit beats the Commanders. I might be because I ain't.
Come on up. I can show you a good time in one of my home cities. I have a lot of family there.
I heard Detroit is a good place. I mean, people be saying, not a lot of people be really talking about Detroit, but I heard through the grapevines it's a good little spot to go to, you know?
Oh, it's a nice spot. Make sure you get used to saying what up, though.
What up, though? I like their music scene is on the come up, so I might have to check it out. You know what I'm saying?
If you do come up, as you know, just like I said, I'll be there, and we will have a good time on the city. I'll say that.
All right, I'm gonna say here first. If Eagles get past whatever the circumstances, the Eagles go to the NFC Championship. Because I don't know, I'm debating because it gotta be one or two games. If we go to the Super Bowl, I'm definitely going to the Super Bowl. I'm definitely getting tickets, and I'm gonna just drive.
I will be in Tampa the week before, and if we make it, I might need you to come scoop me up. I'll change my flight. Come scoop me up. We'll ride down to Tampa together. My flight leaves out that Friday.
You going?
I got some work out.
You gonna fly in Atlanta?
Yeah. You might need to scoop me up, and we'll ride. Yeah.
Just fly in there to Atlanta, and we'll drive. What's that? Like an 8-hour drive to New Orleans?
Yeah. Or I might catch a Greyhound out of Tampa, and just pick me up from the Greyhound stop in New Orleans, and we'll figure it out. I already got a room booked.
Oh yeah. We going. I'm down for it, Cat Daddy. I'm down for it.
I already got a room booked. But going back to Detroit, if we do make it up there, I can take you to some fine establishments where they have nice lamb chops after hours. In Atlanta, they do wings, but in Detroit, in the D, they do lamb chops. I can take you to some of these establishments. They close around 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But I'll get you to these places and get you out at a nice, reasonable time around 3:45 a.m. Before the crowd gets going to the parking lot. We can listen to some, some nice Detroit music and things like that. I'll show you around.
Yeah, shout out to my boy, Mr. Chime Tom. He said that Detroit got a nice little robust food scene too, so I can't wait to try some of the cuisine.
Get you some shawarma.
Some shawarma.
Get you some corned beef sandwiches. Yeah, they do things a little bit different.
Yeah, I can't wait. The only time I ever been to Detroit, I had a layover. I was going to Indiana, and they airport big as hell too. So, it's good.
It's a good time. A beautiful downtown, just like I say, out on 8 Mile. Some nice fine dining establishments for after-hour entertainment.
Yeah, so. we don't even gotta worry about the Eagles pick. We already know the Eagles is gone, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, we're going Eagles all day, every day. 6.5 is the line. I think that we're going to do that line. I hate to be so optimistic about us, but I think this is going to be a good game. Hopefully, I get to watch it all, but we're going to be back next week to talk about this. Either I'm going to be crying or
yeah.
Or we're going to be celebrating how we're going to get to Detroit. But I think that's everything.
That's everything. Okay. Well, I got my picks. You got your picks, and we'll reconvene next week, same time, same place, right here on the KC Sports Show. This edition of Brotherly Love. This is our 3rd episode. I want to thank my brother. Where my hand claps? I want to thank my brother for joining us today.
I encourage you to buy a book, Inner Excellence, Jim Murphy. I want to cut us some of that AJ Brown money. I am promoting your book also, Jim. I'm a dear friend. Just give me 5%. Let AJ get the other. But just work on your inner excellence over the next week. Wait, and we'll go from there, okay?
Good. All right, good folks. This is the wrap up. Before we get out of here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you watch this on YouTube. Make sure you share the link if you're watching this anywhere else. Sponsorships, Bet US, 125% off your first bet on me using my link down below. Also, we got GameSir, who is also a sponsor. I got the link down below. Go get you a game controller from GameSir. I think they got a special going on. It's 15% off through the Amazon link. I get a kickback. Full transparency, get a kickback. I got also other links down below for the Amazon affiliations that I have for all my equipment that I use to record this lovely show. And I'll be back tomorrow, my regular show, KC Sports Show. You guys have a great night. Be safe out there. And we out this thing. Peace.
Take it easy.